G'day guys, welcome back to another video of Mutiny Pirate Survival. How are we doing? Hope you guys are well. So, I'm continuing my little mini series of how to tackle Mutiny. Okay, so if you guys haven't watched the first couple of videos, please go ahead and re-watch those, especially if you guys are brand new. If not, and you want to pick up some tips or ways that how I do this sort of stuff, go ahead and watch those two videos. So basically what we're doing today is we're going to head over to the next stage of these zones. So in the first two videos we've tackled the first two green zones here, and the second video we tackled these three green zones here. So hopefully by now you should have brought up or built up your base a little bit, your player, weapons, resources, things like that. Now today this is what I'm going to be rolling with. So in my travels, you may be able to find yourself some gunpowder, which enables you to make these handmade pistols. These are going to come in handy, and right now I've got some clothing here at the moment. So just the basic stuff, nothing too flash, nothing of that nature. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the Tropical Island here today at level 30, and the Rocky Island here also at level 30. So let's go ahead and make our way over. So we're actually going to sail over and do this one here. So basically what we're going to try and aim to do is to see if we can clear the zone and get by through it as much as we can with minimal expenditure. Okay, so and try and capitalize on enough resources or as much resources as possible. So I'm sort of trying to assimilate if I were in the same position again. I don't have any aids, earrings, better weapons, better clothing, better backpacks, things like that. So we're going to try and do it as raw as possible. The only thing in difference is the fact that I've only got spirit is the best thing at the moment for me. So let's just quickly go ahead and swap over to this and see if we can use the handmade pistol to dispatch this fella here. Oops, and it does take a little bit as well, so it's not as quick because my fella here doesn't have the quickness in speed or anything like that. Otherwise it would be a little bit easier for me to tackle some of these fellows here. So let's go ahead and take some of that here. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to try and use crouch method and range shot with the bow and arrow, and see if we can switch back to this and see how long it takes us to take out this fella here. And we should be able to get one more hit before he gets us. Perfect. So the way that I've done it here is I'm sort of trying to make my way through and take out fellas as quickly as possible and using less amount of durability and taking hits and making myself use things like heals and things like that. Like I said, it will differ because everyone is going to be different in the way they're going to tackle this, but hopefully this is as close as possible that I can sort of demonstrate to you guys. And the reason for doing this, it's more around, you know, ensuring that it's not going to take much of anything for you to tackle these islands here. You don't have to get your best of the best in order for you to you know, survive these islands here and have the the disadvantage of tackling such islands and using way too many resources and things like that. Now this part here is very important. Now I'm not going to take this because I'll leave this out, but I did want to take some of these with me here. That you will get NPCs that will come through, and if you do take them out, you may get rewarded with some of the stuff that I've just taken for myself there. So just keep that in mind and make sure that you try and capitalize on these sort of things as well. And this way, this allows you to take those back, craft up ingots, for example, make yourself some copper weapons and even copper tools like this as well. So there is benefits for everything here. So let's just go ahead back into crouch mode, and let's just see if we can get back out of crouch mode here. And now he's only shot me once, so let's just quickly run away before he reloads, and you should be able to get him quicker. So that's a little tactic as well, is what I've learned. So let's see if we can do that again. Now the prudent pirate here, we're going to be able to take this fella out without him attacking us, so let's do that. Okay, so every time he does his AoE, just make sure you run away from it before he lands an attack on you, and you'll be able to take him out without an issue. Alright, so what do we got here? We've got a prudent robber. Now, you can use up all of your bow for that. You don't really need to be honest with you, because you're just wasting that. So you may as well try and tackle these guys without the use of... oh, why are you doing that for? Who attacked me? Someone's attacking me. Oh, you're attacking me. I didn't realize. That's okay, because we've just taken him out anyway. So let's just go ahead and see if we can heal up. And yeah, I've taken a full stack of self-made bandages with me today, just so you know I can really show you guys how I've done this, right? Okay, so let's go back to this. So we've got a little pirate over here. Let's see if we can take him out. Oop, I should have used the bow and arrow for this, but that's okay. So sometimes if you can time it right, you can shoot him, run away before he even reloads and tries to get back at you. So there's little tips and things like that that you can actually utilize as well. So let's quickly run. So let's see if we can demonstrate that. So you've shot him again, I've ran, and I've made him run after me as well before he even had the option to reload. So effectively he's only hit me like once, worst case scenario twice. So sort of just trying to give you guys a bit of an outlet in doing that. And if you can drag one of these guys out quickly, you can make your way out with less damage. Make sure you know where you're going too, by the way. And let's see if we can just take out this ocelot as well. Okay, there we go. And ocelot is down. And if you take out the ocelot, you get the next tier of hide as well. So keep that in mind too, guys. Alright, so let's just go ahead and just do a couple of heals. And let's just get ourselves up to a respectable health status. Okay, what do we got over here? Looks like we've got some fellas. Alright, so anything, so if anything here as well, make sure you continue to use the crouch method, okay? Because this way you might be able to bypass certain NPCs as you go along as well. So you're not meant to take on every single one. You can if you want, but so long as you maintain a crouch, you should be able to get by with you know, minimal minimal fuss. It's probably the best way to do it. Now, to be honest, these savage Varans in isolation, they're still quite powerful as well, especially if you're as I am at the moment. So what I probably would recommend is you probably just want to sort of see if you can sidestep those fellas and continue on and just see who else that you can possibly take out. And the reason why we've taken out so many to begin with, a lot of them are done in isolation. So these fellas here, you might maybe want to sort of think twice in not taking these guys out. You can probably take out this guy here because he's not part of the group, and you just want to sort of see what else is there here. Okay, so in this instance here, you can always use the exit. Okay, so don't be too afraid to use the exit to get yourselves out of here, and then you basically just reset the zone. But that doesn't stop this robber from coming at you anyway, so let's just go ahead and deal with him. There we go. And from here, you've got a large portion of the map that enables you to and now you've got an NPC, but you've also got a large portion of the map now that you can freely get the next tier of resources like palm logs and things like that. So a lot of the zones before it, you've got a lot of bamboo. Okay, so let's see if we can take out is it Zara? Is that how you pronounce it? I believe so. Okay, and we're just taking out a nice little NPC, and then they've given us a wheel lock pistol, and they've given us some better clothing as well, and some more what do you call it, some more copper, which is nice, which is very nice. And you get access to these things as well. So if you can do it, highly recommend that you can try and get yourselves all of these goodnesses as well, some of these good resources as you sort of go along. And at least this way, oh, inventory is full. Okay, so you're going to have to sacrifice something. Well, in this case, I can always just do that, right? And we can move on. Okay, let's not worry about that. Now, let's just go over here. I just wanted to see what else was about here. I think this was, yeah, this is a little bit hectic here, right? You definitely want to be careful here. Now, when you get these little yellow pirate NPCs coming at you, now, this can go either one or two ways. You can go back to their camp, and they can all turn against you, including the yellow one that's led you back to that camp there, right? So you definitely want to be cautious and careful in the way that you want to do that. Or sometimes they help you out, and it's an easier experience. But in this situation, even for me, at my level and my experience, I probably wouldn't. Whoop, let's just quickly run back out, because we've got this savage Varan here. Okay, stop. Dude, stop crouching. Now, this fella here, you can probably get away with taking out him in isolation, but you want to pick your battles. So pick your battles, guys. Okay, let's just take that and utilize that. So yeah, there's so much going on over there, I probably wouldn't even have attempted it myself. So I'm not going to engage in trying to take these fellas out, which you could probably do, but you got it's 3 against 1 and you're not as powerful. So what I would probably recommend is stick to your crouching method, and just make sure that you are cautious in the way that you conduct yourself here, so that way you can get yourself enough resources as you can and take it back to your base, because the last thing you want to do is die and lose some of your stuff, and have some of your items break, things like your weapons, your clothing, and your what do you call it, your backpack. So that's the thing. So hopefully that has sort of helped you in a way to sort of navigate your way around. Don't be too discouraged if you cannot clear the zone top to bottom. Okay, there will come a time at a point where you'll be more than capable of going in, taking everybody out without a problem, and then that way you can harvest the whole zone without an issue. This is purely I guess a guide from my perspective, for you to sort of navigate your way through minimalistically with, you know, mediocre to okay weapons and clothing, heals and things like that. Okay, so that's the tropical island. Let's go over to the rocky island and do the exact same thing. Now these two islands are pretty important in a way, because they're going to enable you to get to some better resources, things like shale, things like copper, that you're going to find in the rocky island. Albeit you're not going to get a lot of copper, but you might get enough in order for you to make copper weapons. And what does that do? That makes you a little bit more stronger, a little bit more powerful, and a little bit more capable in taking out you know, certain NPCs, zones, animals, everything. So if you want to pick up some stuff here, you definitely can. So you can still pick up a few things. You may arouse some suspicion, so there are going to be instances that you're going to have to make some engagement, which is fine. But as you can see so far, there's already been a couple of nodes that we've been able to already harvest, and there you go. There you go. So we've got an NPC over there, so let's just be wary of him. And the reason why I'm picking up some of these prickly pears is so I can heal up a little bit. Okay, so let's see if we can navigate our way through here. And unfortunately we couldn't get our way through, so it is what it is. And there's going to be instances where you're going to have to make a call and take out some fellas here and there as well. So what you can also do is you can potentially do the stab method, so the blind attack. So these guys are 300, so just take that into consideration too. So he's hit me once, he's going to hit me twice, and you've taken him out. And then this allows you to come over here and just pick up whatever resources is here. So you can always pick up these shale bricks, which I highly recommend that you do. And oh, we got this fella here who is nearly, well, he's actually not doing anything. I'm actually taking him out. Why are you doing that? Why aren't you attacking me? Trust me, don't fall into that sense of security where you feel like you can actually take these guys out and they're not going to retaliate, because they will retaliate. So, okay. Now that he's found himself a copper spear, well, I found myself a copper spear, you can potentially take these guys out a little bit more easy, a little bit more. Oop, here we go. So let's just bring him out. And let's see if we can just stab him quickly. There we go. Let's see if we can exemplify this. And let's find a... Well, in this instance, you may even get found out by this Varan here. So you probably want to make sure that you be careful in how you approach things. Now remember, I've got a very high spirit count, so that's why he didn't attack me. But the right way to do this is you probably should have stabbed him, taken this fella out, and take him out, and then that way you could have gotten yourself the copper there. Alright, so let's see if we can go around, and let's see if we can... Well, there's another Varan here. Okay, so I was found out by him. Just be careful. There was another neutral fella. So you just got to be careful with these fellas here. So that means you know that there's going to be a camp around here. Excuse me. And yeah, you just want to make sure you don't engage if you're not ready to do so. So there's ways that you can go around. In this sort of situation, you may not be able to do that because you've got that Varan sitting there. But this comes down to your level, your health, and things like that. So just continue to crouch and maneuver yourself around. Like I said, you can still get by, and you can still pick up some resources. You can get a lot of shale here. You can build up your workstations, your base, and things like that. So there's always those sort of types of opportunities. There is a bit going over here, so what I'd probably recommend in doing is taking out this fella in isolation. Okay, so that weapon broke. Okay, so he stabbed me once, and he stabbed me twice, and then this guy is now going to be at me, so I'm going to have to take him out too. So you got to also be careful as well in your exit strategies, and just ensure that you are taking the right pathway to get out of here. And if it gets too much for you, you can always use the exit. Okay, so let's go back in. Okay, so let's just go around this way, dodging that fella again. And like I said, you can even pick up some palm boards if you wanted to. And notice that I picked up some copper axes and pickaxes by killing NPCs. So that is a thing that you can do that. Let's switch over to that. Okay, so all these fellas here are going to come at me. So that probably wasn't the best way to attack or even try and get by. So again, no shame in ducking in and out of these zones here, okay? Alright, so let's see if we can go back the other way and see if there was another plausible way of trying to find some more resources or things like that. So this guy here wants to come... Well, can you not? Okay, thank you. It was blocking me. Okay, so the Varan over there may attack you if you try and sort of go down here enough. Remember, this guy here is leading you to the camp. Excuse me. So what you can do is see if you can attack this fella. And we've got an NPC over there too. Okay, so let's just attack you. Okay, so we've got joystick here. You're going to attack me? Yes, you are. So you can try and dodge joystick's attacks and take him out effectively. Pick up his clothing, and if you want to take that, what do you call it? That hammer? Well, go for it. Okay, so what we want to do here, see if we can crouch our way through, undetected of course. So we've got a Varan over here, okay, and we've got this prudent robber here too, so you just got to be careful. Sometimes this does happen, It's not always the perfect way of doing things, or it would never always be perfect. So you just got to be careful. So for here, you might be able to pick up this. You might be able to pick up this. And if you're extra lucky, you might be able to pick up this. And the way that I see it here, I think this is probably too much. So what I might do is I might just go over here, there, see if I can pick up this, and I make the exit, and I get myself out of there. So I picked up a few extra things along the way. So what did I end up with? I got about a full stack. So disregard the few that I got in the tropical island. Excuse me, I got a near full stack. I got an okay amount of palm logs there. I got some empty, what do you call it? Empty flasks. And I got a few other bits and pieces as well. And I picked up some stuff that would drop from an NPC. So that's very important. If you find these things as well, as you're going along, you can definitely see that this is a more powerful weapon to that. Okay. Now, if you make yourself the repair bench, which I feel that comes on a lot longer further down the line, but if it's earlier and you do have the flexibility of repairing these things, then you can repair those, and you only need repair rolls in order for you to, and rings I believe, or earrings I think, to repair some of this stuff, and you've got a near full health item that you can use, and that will allow you to get through zones a lot easier in that regard. But hopefully you guys have sort of found this a little bit more helpful, educational, and hopefully this may allow you guys to come and visit these zones, especially if you guys are new, and take out some valuable resources, take it home with you. Maybe go back to an island like this, reset the island, go back again and do it again, and then get some more resources along the way before you go back home. So that's another way of doing it, and hopefully you guys have gotten some better insights in doing this, and hopefully I've given you some better tips and tricks and things like that. Like I said, it's not just for me. This is more for you newer players, maybe some of your intermediate players that may need a bit of a helping hand from time to time. Hopefully you found this beneficial. For your more seasoned pirates, I don't think this may have given you as much value, but drop some of your tips and tricks and see if you can help some other pirates in your stride. Alrighty guys, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, checking out the video. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, share if you can, and if you guys are new to the channel or not and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty guys, that's it for me. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.